Hi folks, this is Jyotirmay here from BinaryFolks. Today's this quick video is all about demystifying the business analyst role, because this is a role sometimes have different meanings to different company, like their job description also vary a little bit from company to company. So I thought like I will give you a very precise idea about what a business analyst means in BinaryFolks, and then you can take an informed decision, like if this is something for you or not. Okay, so to start with, let us see, like what are the job responsibilities. So the first and foremost responsibility is basically logically analyzing clients' business processes, business requirements, and their pain points. So just to give you a background, our major customer base is from US, UK, and UAE and Australia. There are a little bit few customers from European Union also, but these are our predominant customer bases. Okay, and from these geographies also, like some of the very top cutting edge company are our clients. Some of them are small, some of them are pretty big, some of them are as big as Fortune 50 companies, means that world top 50 companies. Even for them we develop products. Okay, we have already done that. So and you are directly going to talk to their C-level executives, their CEOs, CTOs, or maybe D-level executive like director of product development or maybe director of IT. So you can understand, like these people are some of the brightest people in the world, and their time is like extremely valuable. So whenever they are describing their requirement, they don't want to talk to somebody who are not able to grasp their full requirements. So if they say a sentence about something, it is expected that you understand the repercussion of it. Like if they say A B C, then probably the next thing is coming D E F. Like that is something you have to kind of logically guess when they are stating a problem. They will not state everything in details. It is mostly like high level requirement they will describe. Now it is your job, your responsibility to logically understand what they are saying. And sometimes in some of the, when you are talking to some junior level people in the customer company, they may say something which is not exactly coherent. Let's say somebody else says set a certain requirements, they're coming up with something and there is a conflict. Probably if you want to do XYZ, then ABC is not possible. So your job is to listening to customer requirement and figuring out if everything is logically makes sense. Is there a contiguous business flow, or is somewhere there is a conflict, or if there somewhere is a gap in between? Then you have to pull up that gap in information and precisely ask those questions so that those gaps can be filled. So while analyzing customer requirement, you have to be like extremely logical, like build the whole process in your hand step by step and ask questions then and there in the meeting if possible. If not, like normally we have like several round of back and forth discussion over LinkedIn or over a Google Meet or over email. So you have to handle those kind of situations and make sure you bring a very concrete requirement back to the development team. You cannot be just okay some vague idea about like okay what customer wants. So that is like extremely crucial. And the thing is, like you are representing BinaryFolks, so basically we cannot like send somebody who is not understanding requirements. So that's why we need extremely intelligent and logical people to represent that. But of course, like from day one you will be not handling those customers directly. Like you will follow some seniors, shadow them for some time, understand the nuances of this trade, like where to ask questions, when to ask questions, how to ask questions. So all those things you will learn in the job when following the seniors, doing it day in and day out. Next is building logical software solutions. So like whatever problem you are hearing, like you have to form a logical solution to that, like and that's why, like a good understanding of software development gives you that edge. But yeah, to be honest, like there were people earlier who just came from economics background, nowhere they are related to software, but they are extremely talented, intelligent, and in terms of like they can pick up things really fast. So even for those kind of people, it is very much possible, because software is all about logic. You don't have to remember a lot of formulas like in physics or chemistry. No, it is all about logic. If you are logically very sound, you can devise the solutions which is implementable by the software. But yeah, if you are from a software background, you can very quickly relate to that. So that's why a software background definitely helps, but not mandatory. Okay, so you have to build those logical modules or software in a high level, and weight it with the development team that okay, whatever I am proposing, this is something going to make sense. So that's also become your responsibility. And then you have to also oversee the development process, because you have understood customer requirement really well, because you are day in day out talking to customer, understanding their small pain points, and you know exactly how to overcome that. So you will be, when the development process will be going on, you will be overseeing the development process to make sure that whatever you got from customer, those, and whatever you promised to customer, those are built specifically or exactly like that. So that's where basically this responsibility number 3, which is like overseeing the solution development process. And you also have to test those to ensure that it is built as per the specification that we committed to the client. Okay, so there will be of course other tester, but it is like the manual testing portion part, like where you are testing the features, making sure it is exactly behaving the way customer asked for. So those are will become your responsibility. And we also call it a step up responsibility, because this is not exactly what you are going to do from day one, but eventually we have seen the people who have gone into business, in business analyst role, they have taken up this additional responsibility, and that was a fantastic win-win situation for both for them as well as us, because that also helps them in very quick promotions. And the responsibility number 4 is building demos of the above solutions. Like whatever solution is built, you are the right person to even build a demo. Means like you have to demonstrate how that software is exactly solving their problem. And why you don't ask the developer to do it, because this demo has to be very solution focused. It is not about the features of the software, it is how these features are used to address the exact pain points that the customer had. Okay, so that's why, like, because initially you have understood that requirement, you have understood the customer pain point, so you would be the best person to again representing it back, like now this software is built, how exactly it is solving your problem. So that's why this responsibility is also very crucial for this role. And next, like whatever feedback customer is giving, you have to first understand if these are valid feedback, or like if there is a scope creep happening here. You will understand those nuances, and that's why like this kind of job, for this kind of job role, there is no enough you know technique like textbook reading or kind of classroom teaching is possible, because these are very subtle things that you have to understand on the job. Okay, so you'll be following your seniors, shadowing them to understand like how exactly dissect a feedback, and where customers can be plugging in some extra requirement, and how to carefully detect that, where like if we have missed something, how to make sure like you detect it even before going to customer. So those kind of client feedback analysis, and wherever there is a genuine feedback, like these things need to be fixed or this thing needs to be changed, you have to make that call. Okay, because exactly what you promised to the customer. Of course this will be written, there will be separate docs about that, but your job is to process that feedback and pass the genuine feedback back to the development team, get it fixed, and again presented back to the customer. Okay, so that is also your responsibility. And number 6 is the step up responsibilities, we call it. This is not directly involved to that, but many of our talented employees who have previously joined in a business analyst role and eventually stepped up to other very significant role. We have seen they have naturally picked up this responsibilities like the business development. And I will give a little bit idea about here, because you are talking to clients, so you also know, like, apart from what requirement they are saying, maybe they have sometimes spoke you about a side requirement, an additional challenge which is not directly covered by this software, but like, if they are happy with the software we are giving, they may actually be interested to look at solve their other related problems also. So, and because you are talking to the customer, you are the right person to bring those requirement back to us, so that's why business development is an added responsibility or step up responsibility many of our business analysts have taken up, and they have done wonder. And the second is the product development activities. So basically here, um, let's say you have worked on like 3-4 different versatile project in certain specific sector. Let's say is the telecom sector, like you did few projects on that for us. Okay, so now naturally you will get lot of domain specific knowledge about that industry. Okay, and if you can figure out, like, okay, most of the customer, these are the some of the core features they are looking for. Okay, so now there is an additional scope for you to step up to a product development role where you bring up those features and how they are related to the business, how much people are ready to spend if we develop that kind of product. So that kind of intelligence we are expecting from you as a step up responsibility. Again, this is not a something you will be expected to do from day one, and it is not even possible. It requires a lot of domain understanding before you embark on that. But yes, definitely you have seen people doing that who joined this in business analyst role and eventually moved up to other this kind of very significant responsibilities. So that is kind of the job responsibilities. Now, what are the kind of qualities we're looking for? And these are like very related. If you understood the responsibilities by now, you will also know like what kind of people we are looking for. Yes, we are looking for extremely logical and analytical thinking, and I cannot stress enough on that. Like, this is the number one important thing for us. Like, whoever is joining the business analyst role, they have to be extremely logical in terms of, like, when you're understanding a topic, can you fundamentally understand it in the topic? Like, in this case, like, I very often use this quote from Elon Musk, like, if you know how to do learning by first principle, means like digging down deeper, like, why something happens. Okay, so if you can understand any topic by digging down to it, to the very fundamental level, understanding why it is happening, then that is the kind of people we are looking for. Like, go search in the internet about learning by first principle, transfer learning. These are like really important skill that we are looking for. And yeah, so mostly, like, if you are a person who can take good amount of information and logically analyze them and come out with like a very clear cut understanding of that, and they can clearly communicate that to somebody. And by communication, I am not just saying like fluent English or fluent Spanish. No, nothing like that. By fluent communication, or by good communication, I mean to say, if there is a critical subject or a complex subject, are you, and if you understand that, are you able to properly communicate that to somebody else? In this case, like, you will be communicating back to the development team. Okay, so in your communication, are you have the necessary skill to translate complex subject into more understandable sizable chunk and then deliver it to somebody else? That is what we are looking for. And like, if you understood everything there, like, you know, like, these, like, a person really showing those kind of traits are naturally very smart and intelligent. And because we are dealing with lot of technology, so we would look for somebody who is tech savvy. Means like, instead of keeping track of, let's say, what um, maybe um, actor Aryan is doing, you are probably more interested in understanding, what is the latest LLM, function it is coming up. And it is not about, understanding the deep core technical aspect. It is more about like understanding what are the new technologies coming in and how that can be used to solve a customer's problem. That is the biggest thing we're looking for. So you do not need to be a nerd, like, I have to go to like extreme intricate details of a technology. Okay, probably if you can do that is great, but even if you cannot do that, that is fine, as long as you can understand the technology and understand how this can be used to solve a business problem. That is exactly what we are looking for. Next, now because of this, earlier we only mentioned about good searching skill, but now we have also added prompting skill, because in a lot of cases, search is going to take a lot more time to get to the exact information. But if you know how to really prompt a LLM properly, so that they can give you the exact thing you are looking for, that would be very helpful for you to fast track your research and everything. So that is definitely a skill we are looking for. And since I said, like, number 4, like fluent English communication, because most of our customers only speak English. Okay, so US, UK, UAE, Australia, these are our primary market, as you say, as I said. Then certain part of is Western Europe, that those are also our good market. And most of the people, and most of our projects are from this market. Only 90% of our projects, hardly 10% of our projects are from India. Okay, so our local projects are very less, mostly international projects. Okay, so your English communication, both verbal and written, is like really, really important also for us. uh, and last 2 points, like, we are really looking for people who are self-starter and self-learner. Means, yes, we'll give you all the materials, but to be frank, this is not your school or college. There won't be anybody like every day giving you tasks and then checking your tasks. No, we want people. I will give you direction, I will give you some videos, I will give you some articles. Now you have to take that initiative to go through them. If you have any questions, you come back to us, and we can help you put into the right direction. But at the end of the day, you have to take that initiative. So we need those kind of people. Okay, and again, like, as you can see, there's a lot of responsibility. So we are looking for people who are highly responsible and passionate about work. Like, I will give you an example. Like, most of us in our company, the way we enjoy a Friday, we know, like, we can stay back at the night, wake, Netflix binge or whatever, because Saturday, Sunday, there is no office. You can do whatever, you can go partying. But we are equally passionate on Sunday night that, okay, tomorrow we are having this 3 exciting work to do. Okay, so many people may have Monday blues. We don't have Monday blues, because the kind of work we do is so exciting that if you love this kind of work, Sunday night will also feel like Friday night. Okay, so that's like, if you are very passionate about your work, and extremely responsible, means something if it's told to you, like, if you are stuck somewhere, it is your responsibility to come back to us and check, like, with us. Okay, I was supposed to do this, but I'm stuck here. This is an alternative approach I found out. Like, do you think really it's a good idea? So that kind of thing, like, that you, at the end of the day, you are responsible for your work, not somebody else. Nobody else is going to push you and get the work done. You have to be kind of a, like, self motivated and really responsible guy or girl who are really, really passionate about work. So yeah, that's the kind of job responsibilities and qualities we are looking for. This kind of role, normally in other companies, you will only get after 5 to 10 years of rigorous development work. Then only you are going to get a chance to move into product development and all. But here, even as a freshers, because we think a lot of things we can teach you in this role, which it is easier to do when a freshers coming in, rather than somebody unlearn somebody who have learned something in some other place. So that's why we keep this role open also for freshers, whenever we get a really this kind of person which I just described. So yeah, you are actually going to leapfrog your career at least by few years if you get into that role. But make no mistake, since you are will be leapfrogging your career, there is a lot of hard work and lot of I say, like, a lot of concentration and effort will be required from your side to be successful in this role. So that's all from my side. Hope you find this kind of enlightening in terms of understanding this role and what it takes to get into this role. If you have any questions, feel free to ask us. Thank you.